Bienvenue à Paris, and to this special edition of the daily podcast episodes bringing you the inside stories from the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. Allez, allez, allez! Here's your host, John Gregory.
A warm welcome to this 6th episode of this special daily series. Thanks for joining me. We will be bringing you a short daily episode as we guide you on what to expect the next day at Olympic canoe slalom and kayak cross in Paris and recap on the results from the last day's racing. I am joined by Helen Darby-Dowman, Ettore Ivaldi and Julien Billaut. Today we have results of the C1 Women and K1 Men heats and a preview ahead of the C1 Women Semifinal. I asked each of today's guests their impression of yesterday's heats and performances of respective team athletes. World number 3, 22-year-old Gabriela Satkova from Czechia, was fastest in the C1 Women first heat. There was no change in the top 3 after second heats, with Jess Fox from Australia second and Monica Doria Villarubla from Andorra third. Then, 19-year-old Titouan Castric from France laid down a fast, clean run in the first heat for men's kayak. He went even quicker in the second heat, ahead of Jiri Priskovic from Czechia and Giovanna De Janeiro from Italy. First, let's hear from Helen Reeves, now Darby-Dowman, who is commentating in Paris. She took a bronze medal in women's kayak for Great Britain in Athens.
Let's start by just talking about the atmosphere here in Paris. It is incredible. The stadium is built in this concave way, and the wall of noise I talk about when the crowd go wild is phenomenal. And then we've seen some amazing performances, but it really took me back to my own experience back in 2004 when I remember coming up the conveyor belt into the start pool and that first time and hearing the crowds. I can only imagine what it's like for the paddlers on the start line here. It's been amazing so far. And the Brits, great, off to a really brilliant start with Kim Woods winning the bronze in the K1 Women. She just built through each run, and you can see this sort of air of confidence. She was learning from what she was doing and just building on it until she got that final run. And when the mistakes came, you could see how much she's matured and how much she's learned from her disappointment in Tokyo 3 years ago, because her head never went down. It just stayed up and she stayed very focused and came away with that bronze medal. And I know that really spurred Adam on to his amazing silver medal too, because he commented on how when the same mistake almost happened to him at gate 17, he'd learned from what Kim did and knew that she carried on and got that medal. And a similar style to Kim, he just performed so well. I mean, performed brilliantly in the heats and built on that. So, wow, what an amazing start for Team GB, for sure. And then obviously you can see that coming into today with Mallory and Joe. Very different experience for them because they've had a number of days off of the white water, which I think is probably quite problematic. But you can see them sort of getting themselves back into the competition. A really solid start from Mallory. She said that, she's got plenty to work on. Joe left us on the edge of our seats, just like he did in Rio, but came back obviously for the second runs, did what he needed to do. And I'm excited to see them both in the semi-finals. The ones for me that stood out massively today have got to be Gabriela Satkova in the women's C1. She just paddled very gracefully, very controlled and looked super quick. And then Jessica Fox came out and just kind of cemented where she wanted to be, back on the water after her gold medal in the women's K1. And then in the men's kayak, I mean, all you can say is wow to Titouan Castric. I mean, he's such a young paddler, embraced the crowds, their very loud roar of the French crowds, and just paddled like there was no white water at certain points. Got it working for him and looked amazing. And Jiri Priskovic, that first heat run, came out and smashed it and showed us what he's all about with that kind of ease of paddling. And there's a lot more to come from him too. So it's been super exciting so far, and you can guarantee there's a lot more excitement to come.
That was Helen Darby-Dowman. She talked to us from Paris, France. Next, always happy to hear astute insights from Ettore Ivaldi. He took a K1 Men team silver at the 89 Savage Worlds. He is technical coach for the Brazilian team.
Today, we had the qualification race for the C1 Women and the K1 Men. I would say it was the first real summer day with sun and heat. The race had a change of schedule because there was a fear of a storm with a strong wind, but luckily it didn't happen. Both in the C1 woman and in K1 men, were no surprise. All the most quoted athletes go through to the semifinal without many difficult. I think so. I am happy for my athlete who qualified with the first run. So in the second run, we wanted to try the different move that they found in semifinal, and I hope in the final. Aina Satila improved a lot between the first and the second run. She has a problem with her right shoulder, but the medical staff of the Brazilian Olympic Committee is taking care of her very well. Pedro Gonçalves, or better say Pepe, because many people know him like Pepe, immediately felt at easy on the course, thanks also to the fact that he had already tried in C1 a few days ago, taking part in the race in this specialty, so was good for him. We are very confident for tomorrow that we are in Women C1 with Hannah Satila. The course will have 6 change, but will maintain the structure of the course. Some gate will be more angle. A word about the crowd, which is a fantastic, sharing for the French, but also for all the athletes who go down in the channel. And I think that is fantastic for our sport.
That was Ettore Ivaldi. He is coaching the Brazilian team. He talked to us from Paris, France. Finally today, I chatted with Australian coach Julien Billaut. He won the men's kayak gold for France at the 2006 World Championships. I should start off really by saying thank you. I mean, it was your original canoe slalom podcast that gave me the idea in terms of doing this one. So yeah, thanks for prompting that thought.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, we had a really brief chat at the London World Champ, I think, in 2023. Well, that was last year, actually. You told me that. So yeah, I'm great. It inspired a bit of gave you a spark to start something. No, that's cool.
Okay, well, I've made it to 80-something episodes, so it's still going. I mean, these are the almost perfect Olympics for you in some respects, particularly given performances that we've had. I mean, you have 2 teams to support.
It's interesting. I've got a double layer of cream, on the cake, I suppose. No, it's cool. You're right. I hadn't thought about that really, but thinking back, yes, Jess winning the first day was amazing, because I'm feeling more and more Australian, to be honest. So that was just great. And then the next day we had Nico Gestin winning for France. So listening to the 2 anthems was quite cool. And I think, to be honest, a lot of people are wanting the French to do well, to win, because I think everybody is really excited by the crowd going nuts. So each time there's a French going down, everybody pray for him to do, sort of well, because I think everybody in the stadium wants to enjoy a great atmosphere that we missed in Tokyo. So yeah, best of both, really. I'm proud of all the athletes firsthand, but it's cool. So far it's been great. A bit of Australia, a bit of France, yeah.
Okay, Titan Kastrick was on form today. He was going well, but I was going to ask you really about both Jess and Timothy in the heats.
Yeah, Jess did well. I think she managed the day pretty well. Qualification day, is always like, I don't want to say it's easy, but she knows she's got the boat speed, so it's just going through the day and managing the heats in that aspect for today. So I think she did well. She came out of that, confidence, prepping for tomorrow. And Tim did well as well. So it was a bit tense on the first Olympics. And then second run got a bit better. I mean, we did a video review in between, and it was quite clear where he was missing time, and so that was a couple of technical things to fix, as well as the whole the whole run. He was able on the second run to be a bit more relaxed and fluid on the water. So yeah, great. He finished 5th with a penalty. So behind very fast boats. So there's no secret there. The 4 boats that are ahead are very fast, but it's good for him that he can see that, it's a bit of a confident booster, I suppose, knowing that he's in this pack, so he's hunting the pack with the pack ready. So that's great.
Okay, so over the next 2 days, we're going to see again some more exciting finals.
Oh, yes. Like surely it's gonna be great. I can't wait to see the C1 women again. We had Tokyo for the first time 4 years ago. It was great. The girls have improved even more the last 4 years. So not only Jess is fast, but we're getting more and more girls that are faster and faster. So that's gonna be great. I would like Jess to win another gold, of course. That would be amazing, just amazing. And then the next day, we're gonna get an insane men's kayak final, I suppose, semi and final with very fast boats. So it's gonna be great. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel Momenti, I couldn't draw him on a prediction for the men's final, but we know it's going to be very tight.
Oh, it's gonna be tight, like yeah. As I was saying, the first four boats are definitely very fast, and then you'll get outsiders. Team Martin Dugu. I mean, sorry for the others if I don't. Oshmuts. I mean, they're all really great. But I think the four ahead are very fast, and but I'm sure there will be a lot of pressure on their shoulders as well. So there's definitely a spot on the podium. So that's what we're here for.
That was Julien Billaut. He is coaching for Australia in Paris. For the upcoming C1 Women's Semi-Final, all the favourites safely made it through to the semi-final. The top 12 paddlers after the semi-final will qualify for the final today. Can world number one Jess Fox from Australia win 2 Olympic titles in 3 days, as well as back-to-back C1 Women titles? As Andrea Herzog had explained since Tokyo, the standard has risen so any of the paddlers making the final could potentially make the podium. Thanks to my guests today, Helen Darby-Dowman, Ettore Ivaldi and Julien Billaut. Tomorrow's episode will bring results of the C1 Women's Semi-Final and Final, plus a preview of the K1 Men's Semi-Final. If you need more, read Ettore Ivaldi's brilliantly insightful and eloquent blog. I'm John Gregory. Thanks for listening. I'll be back in our next episode released tomorrow at 6 a.m. Central European Time.
That's it for now. Please subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify or YouTube and leave a review too. Until the next episode, keep it fast and clean. Au revoir!